I was thinking about whether or not this kind of business would be popular here, and I would be like, absolutely. But the fact of the matter is, like, I have no idea how guys are, like, culturally in, you know, Japan versus here. Because where I'm at in New York City, there used to be a Maid cafe, like an actual kind of like Maid cafe, where they would try to have, you know, these girls basically serve guys, and of course it attracted like dudes who are like, oh my god, I don't have to go to Japan anymore to experience this. But unfortunately, like, a lot of the times, like, dudes could not control themselves, and it was like, you know, this is like one of those things where it's like, you know, this is why we can't have nice things, you know. And I don't think this is a particularly New York City kind of thing. I think it's just like a douchey whatever it is kind of thing, like entitlement or something. That's my hot take, and I'm not even sure why. I don't know if it's like smartphone era or something, but it's more prevalent for some weird reason. And I was like, man, I can't believe it. So as much as I think like there definitely is like consumer base for having like a host club where it's just, you know, just girls who spend time with you, you know, it like, I think there's just gonna be this high expectation for something else to come along with it, and that kind of sucks. Because I think, and this is another one of my hot takes, right, is that a lot of times there are so many people who are just lonely out there, and there's this weird, I don't know if I could call it an epidemic, but I feel like it's a social epidemic, particularly for this particular, like, my generation a little bit, and even I could bet future generations, where it's this feeling of loneliness, right? And these dating apps have become so mainstream, and I'm not poo-pooing the idea of having dating apps be available for other people to do it, because like I've heard so many great success stories along the way too. But God, if you're going on a dating app and like all you're just getting is just rejections, right? I mean, for both genders, or like everyone, I should just say, it's so self-deflating, where you're just like, I don't even know why bother. This is so crazy. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and be myself and be by myself and hide away and just hate the world. And that's just freaking terrible. And I wish it wasn't like that way. I'm not saying that host clubs are going to be the answer to this, but it does kind of help people feel a little less lonely. Now, I know that, like, in Japan, there's this troubling issue, I guess you could say, where people are just not getting married, or getting into relationships at that point, actually. Because it could be that there is a crazy level of expectation or social pressure into doing all these different kind of things, and the fact that you have something like a host club or something similar to it be available for other people is not going to be helpful, because in a way I can see that it disincentivizes people from actually wanting to spend time getting to know others. It's like, well, if I'm making good money, what's the point of me just like going and meeting other people, right? Like, I can just, at that point, quote unquote, buy happiness, even though in a way it's just like a band-aid at best. And that's my hot take for these host clubs. Thank you for joining me on my TED Talk, guys. Alright, whether you wanted it